Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're very welcome to this director's training with Mr. Fred. We thought of having this kind of meeting once every single month to see how we can actually be able to give ourselves a sense of direction because we are really, really planning for something big. We're planning for something big in the next 2 to 5 years. We want to be having quite a number of Ruby directors, and not just one Ruby, but two Ruby, three Rubies. We're looking at having four Ruby directors. So we are really, really trying to put all our brains together to see how we can have something big happening. So that's why we will be having this kind of meetings once every single month so that we can be guided, we can be mentored, we can be told exactly what needs to be done so that we can actually be able to get there. Now, as we are actually having this meeting, some things that we are really, really trying to streamline ourselves on is to see how do we grow our big teams, how are we able to develop leaders? Because remember that the mission for our team is to raise entrepreneurs to reach their full potential. So we don't just want to bring in people and then they lag behind and they can't achieve their dreams. We want to bring people onto the team and we hope them to achieve exactly what we have promised them to achieve. And in this, we are talking about people who are joining to make money. We want them to really make the money and enjoy the money. I had sent you something. I think I've been sending something throughout this week about the income levels. You know how someone can join this business or within the next 6 to 12 months, they've been able to build their business to a level whereby probably they are directors, between directors and suffer director. That's within 6 to 12 to 24 months, because that is level one in when it comes to the income levels in near life. And then we also want people to go through to the second level, which is actually between $10,000, $25,000. That's about 36 million shillings to 90 million shillings. That's between Sapphire Director, 1 Ruby, and 2 Ruby Director. You know, those are income levels that all of us need to be looking at to. Then level 3 income is between $25,000 to $100,000. That's between 90 million to 360 million. We are talking about you stepping up to, that's between 3 Ruby Director all the way to actually 3 Diamond. Then the last level, which is level 4, 100,000 to 1 million US dollars. That is probably between 3 Diamond, 5 Diamond Director. All these income levels are there. We have more than enough evidence that it is doable because we've seen people doing it, and not even very, very far. Our neighbors in Tanzania are doing it. We've seen all these pictures. We've seen these ladies, the Hosianas, the Hosnas, the Zubedas, the Gatti Matthews. We have seen all these people go through these levels. We've seen them become manager, manager, senior manager, director, SAFA director, all the way to the president's team. So we are saying that if these people can do it, we can also do it as well. Luckily enough, today we are actually hosting a very special person. This is someone that has actually mentored these people. I don't know whether you remember this, Fred, but in 2015, when you recalled us, and that was in the month of March, when you recalled us to Windsor Cannon Golf Club, you called me with Dennis, then Gatti Matthew with Zubeda, and then Hosiana and Husna. We were all called as special guests. And then you took on these guys, you mentored them, you nurtured them, you showed them direction. And today, all of them are presence team members. So guys, Fred, we are hosting Fred today, but Fred is actually the mastermind behind all these guys in the success of all these guys in Tanzania. So we are very, very happy. Earlier last month, we had a meeting and we actually said we are going to work closely with Fred and we are going to be mentored just like he has been mentoring the Tanzanians. He also committed himself to mentor. So it's a blessing. We cannot take this for granted. And trust me, we are going to maximally utilize you until you also get us to the same level as the Tanzanians. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hand over to Fred to unpackage for us what he has prepared for us today. Thank you so much, Fred. You can take it on.
Well, good morning, leaders. I'm so happy to see you this morning. It's amazing because they say the early bird catches the worm, and I'm happy just as you are able to put us together, being such an early morning. And I'm happy to see Erika, Mugisha, Beata, and Evelyn on this call. And I believe today is a beginning of greater things. And I just want to tell you that I truly like your opening statement, Justus. And I would like to first thank you so much as a leader of the Lion Kings team and somebody who is ready to identify and bring up entrepreneurs, not just in Tanzania, but across the world. And your leadership is incredible. You're making sacrifices for the team, and your vision for the team is so big. And when I sat with you last month, I realized what a visionary guy you are, a leader you are, and I'm sure this is just the beginning of greater things for your team with your dedication and with your commitment to the cause of building a solid business with your team. So thank you so much for the invite. And interestingly, your opening words, you said something big is going to happen. And I've just very quickly changed my mindset of what I want to talk about because I want to tune myself into that topic and get deeper into it and say, indeed, something big is going to happen because each one of you has greatness in you. And for that to happen, it will cause for a lot of courage and boldness, just like the lions would do. So the question is, if something big has to happen for each one of you as an individual, as a Lion King group, team, what should happen? I would like to start from the conclusion of my discussion and tell you, for that big thing to happen, and for it to happen for you, for your team, and for the people that you're going to bring into the business, something key should first of all happen. And the first thing is we need, or you need, to take personal responsibility so that that big thing can happen. And what does personal responsibility mean in relation to the topic that we're talking about? For something big to happen, the rubies that Jesus has talked about, the sapphire talked about, the 1 ruby, the 2 ruby, the 3 ruby, the PT, and the diamond to happen, then it requires that you take yourself as the CEO of your business. It means that you will take total responsibility of your team, of your business, of your activity from today onward. And I know you've been doing it. But today, remember, is a day that we need to refocus each other. We need to recommit to that cause of why you started this business in your life. So total responsibility means you will now, moving forward, take yourself as the driver of your business and know that yourself, the team that you already have, the team that you're going to bring into the business, and the team that team is going to bring to the business, their life, their future depends on you as their leader. And when you get that mindset together so early in the morning and so as we conclude the year, it means therefore you will appreciate also for that to happen. It will call for a huge sense of discipline so that we can get things done. I will talk about it a little bit later. So now for that big thing to happen, having highlighted what will require so that we can take that total responsibility, the first thing that will help us to really see that as a reality is we need to build a solid business structure. And a solid business structure will be defined by what Justus has just talked about. You remember, I get so excited when I hear about the target, the income that somebody wants to get. Just as I just loved what you've just indicated, the money, the tires that you've put from $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 plus. For that to happen, we need to have a strong business structure. So a strong business structure is one that will also do exactly what Justus has talked about. Should help you to increase your income. And that is key. If your income is stagnating or it's going up and coming down, then it means there is something that we need to fine-tune, something that we need to work on, not changing the game, but how we're playing the game so that we can increase our income. That if that income is increasing, then it means that indeed your business structure is not only strong, but is heading you or guiding you or directing you to the greater things that you want to happen in your team. Not just for the remaining part of the year, but like he has said, in 1 year's time, in 3 years' time, 5 years' time, and 10 years' time. And I cannot imagine the income potential that each one of you is set to achieve if we do the little things that we're going to discuss this morning. So again, that big thing to happen, we need to have a business structure that helps you to be consistent. And that is key. So for you to move from where you are to that great thing that Justus has talked about, the first thing that we need to do is we need to be consistent to whatever it is that we are doing today. Consistency is key. It is everything. Now, consistency, when I'm talking about, first of all, consistency, I'm not talking about you as the consistent person. I'm talking about the people that you bring into the business, your first level. And if you are a director, I'm talking about below you, there need executive managers. Below those executive managers, there need to be senior managers. Below those senior managers, there need to be managers. Below those managers, there needs to be those who are doing 250 PVs, getting a bonus, but not yet managers. Below them, there needs to be distributors, qualified distributors that are doing 100 points plus. In all those levels, then they also need to be consistent so that you are consistent. You see where it is coming from. If you are a Ruby director, then below you, there needs to be Sapphire directors, there need to be Emerald directors, there need to be directors, executive managers, senior managers. It goes down as you go up, then it changes very quickly. So when it does that, then you need to think consistency in all those levels up to the last person that is below there needs to be consistent. And that is something that we really as a unit need to work so hard in maintaining consistency so that when somebody gets into your network, they step up to manager. or let's say they become a distributor doing 100 points, please ensure they consistently doing 100 points or they step up to 250. If they do 250 as the entry point, consistency means for the rest of their life in your life, you need to activate something for them, an activity that will help them to consistently do 250 or they go to 500. Once they get to 500, consistency still remains. You need to put in something, an activity that will enable them to consistently confirm as a manager, or they can only get to 1,000 PVs as a senior manager. Once they get there, you need to trigger some activity in them, below them, so that they can consistently do 1,000 points. And that is consistency that I'm talking about. So if that thing your leader has talked about big to happen, consistency is key as also a definition of a strong business structure. The other thing that I would like to talk about that will help you to see how your business is, once somebody is consistent, then there's something else that I would encourage you to really put in place a plan to achieve it. Now, that is building your business both deep and wide. Why is depth so important? Simply put, depth is the stability of your business. It is the strength of your business. As you go deep, you're building like a firewall on the lower levels of your business so that it can be there. And you have very good examples of that kind of a strength. And maybe just as you can allow me, because you've mentioned their name, and I just mentioned to the team what depth is so about. She just talked about, and I know we have the examples in Uganda, but I just want you to see what depth is so about, because as you go deep, he's talked about developing leaders. And that is what we need to look at as we build our business deep, because we're looking for leaders who are going not only to be consistent to increase their income, but they are going to duplicate whatever it is that you're doing. And a good example is what is happening across your neighbors. And that is key, because if you look at maybe even the model of the business in Tanzania, it has its roots in Uganda. We have Lydia, one of your leaders. Below Lydia, there is Grace in Tanzania. Below Grace, there is Mama Juma, who is a PT. Below Mama Juma, we have Baruti, who is a PT. Below Baruti, two legs, you have Zubeda, who is a great friend and mentor also for Justus, who is also a PT. Below Zubeda, we have Gatti, who is a PT. And below Gatti, we have a 3 Ruby director, Sofio. All of them are your friends. And we also have Stella, plus, plus, plus. Do you see what depth does to your business? That is the nature of network it can do. From Baruti, again, you have also Oceana, a PT. We have Osna, who is a PT, and the level keeps going down. The same thing with the Lion Kings. We have Justus, we have Dennis, we have Mugisha, and all of you as their success lines there. So that is the kind of business that we have to build and to start to see as we move to the next level. The fourth thing that I would like to talk about as we need to look at it is understand the importance of width. Why should we go wide? Well, when we go wide, it simply means you are sponsoring yourself. As you go deep, it simply means you are showing the people that you have brought into the business to sponsor, to duplicate themselves, and to do all the things that Justice has also highlighted on the onset of this discussion. And that is the beauty of building deep and wide. And the fourth thing that will help you to build that big thing that will help you to move to the next level is we need to create excitement at the lower levels of our business. And that excitement comes only when people are earning money, they are using and sharing the products. And that's what we want to do, to put it in mind that for our business to be stable, to move to the next level, if you're an executive manager here, we need to quickly move to Emerald Director, to Sapphire Director, to 1 Ruby Director, to 2 Ruby Director, 3 Ruby Director, plus, to PT, to Diamond levels. So for us to do that, we need to create excitement at the lower levels by putting it as your aim, as part of your culture in Lion Team, King Team, to ensure you help as many people as possible at the lower levels to earn an income. And that is key. The more people earn an income in your nursery, the more stable your business is, the more consistent you are in your business, the more income you also get at the person who is there, because downward motivation triggers an upward motivation. And that is key. So depth is key. Now, but now for you to do that, what are some of the things that you need to do so that you can be consistent, that you can increase your income, that you can move to the next level, that you can create excitement at the lower level nursery? The first thing that we need to do is we need to massively sponsor, personal sponsoring. Why? You remember we talked about taking personal responsibility. That is the first parameter to show that indeed you're taking personal responsibility as this elite team that Jesus have chosen as the people that are going to take the business in Uganda to the next level. Personal responsibility means you ought to be an example as a leader of sponsoring. And I'm not talking, my friends, we are not talking about just a 3 in 30. No. For abnormal things to and extraordinary things to happen in your team, to move to the next level, to build the Ruby business that we have just talked about, you have to make an aim of sponsoring not less than 5 people aggressively as fast as you can within the next 6 months. I'm not talking about 5 people in 6 months. I'm talking about from the month of July. We need to sponsor 5 people. And do you know why? Because the best way to build your business as somebody who is a leader taking personal responsibility, it has to start with your personal team. That is where 80% of your time, your resources, your energies should be focused on. And why is it important to put that point in mind, to keep it close in your mind and in your heart and as part of your vision? Because when you personal sponsor, then you get personal managers. And why are personal managers so important in your team leaders? Personal managers are so important because when somebody becomes a manager with a new program that we have of stepping up, it means they will have a minimum of 3 people. So that person is already sponsoring and they are already an indication they are business builders. So you cannot tell if a person is a business builder when they are just a distributor. But you can identify a leader, you groom a leader, and develop a leader once they have stepped up to a manager step. So that is key for the project that you have, for the strategy that you have of building your business to the highest level it can go. Personal sponsoring, we can say, equals to personal managers. And personal managers equals to stability of your business and can also equal to business builders. Now, what is the advantage of having managers in your team as a qualifying unit, as a director? let me tell you the income potential of having a personal manager in your team above all the other benefits I've mentioned. Now, if you're doing your 4,000 PVs, you have somebody who is a manager below you, it means you are at 25%, they will earn 5%. Now, for you, what is in for you? You are earning a cool 20% as per our compensation plan. Let me put that in perspective. That simply means you're going to have an equivalent of $100 for every manager you have in your team. Every month. Remember, when they are consistent. So if you have 2 managers in your team as a qualifying director, whichever level it is, and they are doing 500 PVs with their nursery, you have a second one that equals to $200. If you develop 3 managers in your team, personally sponsored by yourself, and they are doing 500 with their team, that is a cool $300. You see the income that was talking about, how it is coming about. It started with a sponsoring. It started with developing a manager. They are excited. They are getting 5%. They are earning. They are using the products, sharing the products, and you are also even more excited because you are earning 20% from them. What does that mean? It simply means every manager you have, you are adding 500 points to your qualifying points. So if you are at 4,000, you have added another 500. If there are 2 managers, you've added another 500. So you are at 5,000 PVs. If you have 4 managers that you have brought in a month or in 2 months, and they are consistent, you are adding 2,000 PVs. Now, 2,000 PVs plus where you are, it is already 6,000 PVs. And let me tell you, leaders, the difference between the money you get when you do 4,000 and 5,000 and 6,000, it's amazing. We're talking about every 1,000 points you are adding between $100 to $200 in your network. So you can imagine, already by the time you are doing 6,000 PVs, you're already earning over $1,000. If it gets to 7,000 PVs, it's increasing. And I just want to highlight that so that you can see the value and the benefit of developing managers in your network. Now, that was number 1. The first thing was personal sponsoring. Number 2 is personal managers. We've just talked about it. Number 3, it is team sponsoring. Team sponsoring is so key in helping you to build that big thing, something big that you're coming up in your team. Team sponsoring, when the team sponsors, it means you will have team managers. When team managers also sponsor, then it means you are also going to have senior managers in your team. So do you see where it's coming in now? Team sponsoring is so key because you have there on top, you have somebody you are sponsored, they sponsor and they bring a manager. It simply means you become a senior manager. So it starts with the manager. As you go deep, it becomes team sponsoring. And then from team sponsoring, you get team managers, and team managers will give you senior managers. And that is the beauty of building a solid business. As you keep going down, and the personal senior managers are sponsoring, they are developing managers, it means now you also have executive managers. You see how it is going? So executive managers, when they develop managers below them, then they also become directors. You see the beauty of going deep and wide in building your business. That is what I wanted to tell you, that it starts with taking personal responsibility. It starts by developing managers. It starts by developing managers below those managers. As they do so, you get senior managers at the end of the day. So that in summary tells you, for you to build a solid business moving forward, once you've set the base for what we've just discussed so far, then you start to build a solid business. And I would like to challenge you now this morning. We've just started now. That for that something big to happen, and from what Justice has mentioned, the highest big thing that is going to help you to build, everyone attending this meeting today, just as indicated, is looking for PTs in this group. So I'm not going to talk about sapphires. I'm not going to talk about Ruby directors. I'm going to talk about a structure for a PT. And I would like to ask, who is ready to build a solid PT business in the Lion Kings group? I believe each one of you is ready to do that. So for that to happen, what should we do? The first thing that we need to do is we need to start looking at yourself as a PT. And the first thing that you need to do this morning, I would like you to draw a structure for a PT. I would like you to draw a structure for a PT. And what is a structure for a PT? A PT means he has 6 qualified legs of directors. So on your paper, draw yourself on top there, and I would like you to draw 6 legs of a PT. And let me tell you how quickly it changes your business. You need now to start looking at yourself as a PT by looking at the 6 legs that we've just said you draw. And once you do that, it means you're drawing your network. Please write the names of the people that you have brought into the business that are managers and above. If they are not, it means we need to go back to sponsoring. That is the bloodline of our business. You need to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how do you build that structure? Already talked about managers because you've already sponsored. And if you are already a senior manager or an executive manager, please write 500 points on each of those 5 circles and see how it is changing. Already, you have to start developing 6 legs of managers for you to move to the next level. And you can already see from those 6, if each one of them with their team has done 500, you already have 3,000 PVs. You see the power of managers, and you are earning a cool 20 or 15% depending on your current level. Okay. Because we said for you to build a strong business building structure is once you're duplicating yourself as you go, then it means you also need to identify the leaders that you are going to work with. Remember, a leader is somebody going somewhere, but not alone. So you need, first of all, to just take 2 legs that you want to go with. Those 2 legs, if it's number 1 and number 2, we need to move them to the next level. So on those ones, the people they brought, you just need to draw 3 more circles below them. And that means they will quickly move to a senior manager because they have developed 2 managers below. As those 2 managers and the others are consistent, so you're already at 4,500. You go below those managers that on those 2 legs, and they do the same. The managers become senior managers. Those 2 people become executive managers. Write 2,000, 2,000. Together with your other team, write another 2,000. So your PVs are already moving to 6,000. The next step, as you go deep into those 2 legs, the managers are on the 3rd level. The 2nd level is a senior managers, executive managers. And then those executive managers, you already had another 1,000, 1,000. So they are at 3,000, both of them. And you also have your 3,000 on the other levels because you're building your business deep and wide. Already you are at 9,000 PVs. You duplicate yourself, personal sponsoring, you're sponsoring, sponsor, you're teaching them to show the other people below them to do the same. The power of duplication once again. And remember, it is deep and wide. With the new incentives, by the time somebody becomes an executive manager, they need to have 6 people who have done 100 points. So that is what that incentive is trying to help you to know. From executive manager, you need to draw a structure for a PT. Now, you come to the same people again, you tell them to go deep and wide. You're triggering down there. You have distributors, managers, senior managers, executive managers, and then those people become now directors. 4,000 plus another 4,000 with the other team, you're already at 12,000 PVs. You see where we are heading now. You come and you tell them to do the same. You actually had another leg from there. You have 3 executive, 2 directors, 1 executive manager, but you can still take those directors already to 5,000 points. They do 5,000 plus your other nursery, you're now at 15,000. You already identified somebody else, another leg from the 6 legs, and you are still adding more because sponsoring must be consistent for the rest of your life. Within few months, the 5,000 PV becomes 6,000, 6,000. You already have another 4,000 or 5,000 plus your nursery, you're already at 20,000. I don't even need to continue with that analogy. You can clearly see you have to have a plan that is building deep and wide and very slowly by developing leaders below leaders, looking for business builders. It is a thing that is going to help you to build a solid business. Why is it so important to keep going deep? Whatever I tell you, you tell your downlines to do the same. Now, the first people that you bring into the business may not listen to you because they know you too well. So why you keep going deep? Because you're looking for people to listen to you, and the listeners are there, down there somewhere. You need to keep looking for listeners who are going to buy your plan, who are going to buy the opportunity, who are going to see the bigger picture. And as you do so, you're building a solid business as you move forward. Now, how can we ensure that we continuously do it? Well, in conclusion, for all those things to happen, we said once again, you need to take personal responsibility. Taking personal responsibility means you're going to appreciate you, the CEO of your business. It means that you are going to say for your business to move up, to stagnate, it has to be you, not your upline, not your success line, not the company, because those are constant support system that you have. But you have to agree to do all those things that we have said so that the business can grow. That big thing that just has talked about can happen, and it will only happen when you take personal, total responsibility. You know you are the driver of your business. For you to do so, it also means you have to be consistent in everything. Is it sponsoring? Is it support of the team? Is it working with your team? Is it on the income for yourself and for the team? You need to be consistent for the rest of your life because this is a lifelong business, creating lifelong relationships with the people you bring into the business. Now, once you see that picture clearly in your mind, in your heart, it should be reflective on your activities, on your actions. The third thing that you need to do for that to happen is you really need to focus. Focus is a continuous process. Once you have that goal, you've already now drawn your PT structure, I'm sure of it. You need to look at it every day. You focus on the more important things that are going to help you to achieve that it is that you want to achieve. That focus means you have to have a plan, daily plan, weekly plan, monthly, quarterly, yearly, like Justus has talked about, a 5-year plan where your business is going to be. Focus means you also have to think of the next point of action. You need to have a high sense of discipline. Discipline is everything in this business. It means that you will be organized. Your time management will be spot on. You will have your to-do list and you stick to it until you accomplish the thing that you've planned to do. The next point of action for you to build that solid business, what you need to do, it is commitment. Total commitment means you must recommit yourself every day to the plan that you have to build this business. Commitment is key in this business. Now, the next thing, once you have done all those things that you need to do, you really need to believe and trust in yourself. That belief means you're going to make bold decisions in building, investing in your business, in your team, be it on the incentives, believing in and trusting yourself. Whatever it is that you invest in this business is going to pay dividends, not only now, but for the rest of your life in building this generational business. And belief and trust comes hand in hand with strong faith, not just in our maker, but having strong faith in whatever it is that you're doing with your uplines, that it is going to happen. This faith should be so strong that it is as if whatever it is you're planning has already happened. And once you have those things and you get your team to do the same, you teach, you show them, you teach them, you duplicate yourself, and you sell the plan to them, you show them the bigger picture, I believe the sky will not be the limit for the Lion Kings. You will not only have brought entrepreneurs, but you will have touched life. You will have changed the face of the business, not just for yourself, not just for your team, but in Uganda. Because once you do so, other people are going to believe in this great opportunity that we have. So from me, I want to wish you all the best. I want to reassure you of our unwavering support, together with the team that is in Uganda, staff that are committed to giving you service that is equal to the opportunity that you have. And even if something arises, we are there to work on it, to resolve it, to refix it so quickly so that you can have an atmosphere that is conducive for you to do your solid business under the leadership of Justus, Dennis, Joseph, and all the other leaders that there is. But the key, it has to be you. If it has to happen, again, it has to be you, total responsibility. I personally believe in you, and I cannot imagine the great things that are going to happen as we continue having this consistent meeting, not only with myself, but with your leader. And in the event that you're not sure about the structure we're talking about, I'm going to be available, because that is also my commitment. When you commit, we also commit. And I also am going to recommit once again that we are going to walk the talk with you. And it is true, we are quite busy, just like Justus is very busy trying to guide the team, but I'm also going to be available. If you text and you don't hear from me, please don't give up. Don't think that Fred is just ignoring us. We are going to persist until you get what you need, and we are going to draw a structure that is going not only to triple your business, solid business, your income rather, but also going to generate income that is unparalleled in the business in Uganda. Thank you so much. May God bless you and have a pleasant, wonderful day. Over to you, Justus.
Wow. Wow. I don't know which words I can actually use to describe what you've just done, but I am truly inspired, and I want to say thank you on behalf of the team. Thank you so much for giving us this direction, this this kind of guidance, and it's the kind of guidance that we need for us to be able to reach our full potential. Thank you so much, Fred. I have been able to learn every single time I meet with you when it comes to things, structure, those technicalities of going into the depth, into the width, development of managers, development of senior managers. I truly, it makes me feel like, my goodness, I really need to do a lot. And trust me, whatever you are actually sowing, it's actually not landing on the rocks. It's not landing, it's actually landing on fertile soils. Like I told you the last time we met for a one-on-one, all your information is coming in at the right time, because all of us that are here, I see we 11 people on the call. All of us that are here, we are all desperate for success. We all want to make it. We all want to step up to Ruby, 2 Ruby, 3 Ruby, 4 Ruby. All of us as we're here. And like I said, in the next 2 to 5 years, something big is coming up. Something is big is coming up. And it's all going to start with the people that are on this call, the people that have been listening to you. So we are going to be having this kind of meeting once every single month for the directors. We also always put in some slots for the burning executive managers that are about to become directors. As of course, there are also some directors that actually wish to be on this call, but unfortunately, these gadgets, they are not very, very well versed with them. So we will always find ways of how to extend all this kind of information to them so that they can also not miss out. But this is so good. From the last meeting we had, Fred has been speaking about structures and structures and structures. And if there's anything, by the way, Charlie Bolton, who's in Tanzania this weekend, and then in Uganda next weekend, his ego team band even has a song, Draw the Circles. It talks about structure. So structure is everything. And the last meeting we had, we set a goal with Fred that every single month, I need to be bringing between 3 to 5 people personally. I'm telling you, I am on it. I don't know how it is going to happen. Sometimes when you've not been doing these things, when you want to do them, you're actually starting almost afresh like a new distributor. So I'm telling you, I'm starting as a brand new distributor. I am drawing my structure away from all my directors because I have 5 director legs. So I am trying to put a team together to see how can I be able to do what? To draw the structure. I know when you do these things, sometimes you actually realize there is a lot of work to do. When you draw these structures every day, every week, every month, you draw these circles everywhere, then you get to realize that, oh my goodness, I thought I had people. I think I need to look for people. I'm telling you, I've been listening, and I don't know why sometimes you don't get these things. I've been sharing with the Hosnas, I've been sharing with the Hosianas. We've been attending recognitions. Even tonight, there's a recognition. All the guys that are where we want to be, all of them, when it comes to personal sponsoring, they are always doing 6, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, and not for once, but for a very, very long time. We've attended these online recognitions, and the Hosianas, the Hosnas, the Zubedas, the Gatis, all of them have always been surfacing 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7 personal sponsoring. So to you who is on this call, Fred has just said it. Let's go for it. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. And the moment, and it begins with the people on this call. If all of us are doing the 5, 6, 7 personal sponsoring, minimum, if you have completely failed, 3. But 5, 6, 7 is what I have personally seen these guys doing. And if we are to get the results that they have, we also need to to do it. And we all know that, by the way, we all know that whatever we do is what our teams do. If our teams here, just as a sponsored 5, 6, 7, consistently for 6 months, then it is going to be that disease that is going to be spread all over the team. 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. And that is how we are going to gain the momentum. That is how we are going to make it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this meeting, I want to encourage us that let's do this. Let's get this done. Fred just mentioned the statement that if it is up to be, if it is to be, it is up to me. It is all going to begin with us. Let's go for it. I am personally ready. And I know that whoever is on this call is also very ready. So let's get this thing going. Let's push our teams for this Western region meetings. Let's invite massively. Let's make it big. When it comes to the Charlie Bolton event, guys, let us do all it takes to make sure that guys come for these exposure meetings. The registration for the East African Convention is on. Remember, we are going to Zanzibar. The bill is 1.95 million shillings. Let's pay up. Let's pay up. It's an investment. The last year when we were with these Tanzanians, I'm telling you, it's like, I mean, I was looking at them and I'm like, what are they doing another kind of neo life? Or we need to spend time with these people who are making things happen so that they can completely disorganize our minds. So that when we come back here, we completely get disorganized and angry to succeed. So guys, don't miss this East African Convention. Registration is going on. Let us pay up so that we can, and we want to make it a lifestyle event. So we go attend the convention. We also go and have some good quality lifestyle as our team members. So guys, we've enjoyed sharing with you. And once again, Mr. Fred, thank you so much for putting off time to come and be with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate. And we are going to really, really give you a lot of headache because we want to grow. Please don't get tired of us. Once every single month, we are going to be calling you to come and speak to our directors and executive managers. So thank you so much and have a blessed day.